welcome.
Good morning, Alok. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is doing great at their end.
So, is it okay if I introduce you people, or you would like to do it yourselves? I'm okay with either format.
We are good with anything. I mean, I love if people introduce me. So if there's anything missing, then I will go ahead with that.
It's difficult to speak highly about yourself, so let somebody else do it. It's a nice strategy. Next, we welcome Swati Upadhyay. Swati is an HR professional with 4 years of experience in IT recruitment, university hiring, and campus relations. She's also a gold medalist in her MBA. She loves public speaking, is a branding and millennial consultant, has been an enabler of equal opportunity hiring, strategist, and campus engagement specialist. So welcome Swati to the panel.
Thank you so much, Pramod. Looking forward.
And where are you logged in from?
In a small city here in Madhya Pradesh. Being my hometown, I've moved back here, although I work from Bangalore.
Okay. And what is the name of the city?
Satna?
Satna, yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know it, yes.
We are known in the industry, we are known as full stack organization. So that's something that I didn't want to miss out when I go ahead and introduce the organization.
Okay. What is the tagline?
Own change. We believe in changing ourselves and helping people change and be adaptive to it. So that's what our tagline is. Own change is the tagline of Tech.
Fantastic. I mean, that's one of the shortest taglines I've ever heard, and a very impactful one. The travel is only one part of it. Meeting the numbers, getting the right kind of quality and the quantity is extremely important. And because there are people here who have worked in big companies, and then there are people who have worked in startups, the pressures are almost the same, whether it's a big company or a small company. So that being said, let me invite, let's say, Swati. Can you throw your light on the topic, which is about university recruitment? So please tell us your opinion, and if there's anything I missed out in either describing you or describing the kind of people you are, please add on to it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Mr. Pramod, on the same lines that you were talking about the campus recruiters, I would agree. Reason being a lot of travel, reason being meeting a lot of people, reason being a lot of reading involved. We are the people who actually have to judge people. Or if you see, most of the few of them who are in the list and who are attending the session today would have undergone few interview rounds, or would have experienced one or the other company's interview rounds which are happening remote. So they will agree with me. We get a very small tenure or time that we go ahead and try to judge a person who might be or would be a part of our organization for a longer period of time. So we are the bridging gap between the organization as well as the person who is coming to be interviewed. So that calls for a huge responsibility, because it's kind of a balance between student's career as well as the organization's growth as well, right? So this is kind of a huge responsibility which is always on the shoulder of a campus recruiter or a recruiter who's coming to a college or an institute to go ahead and recruit. That's one part of it. Second, being a person, yes, we do enjoy meeting a lot of newbies. You see, all the people that we meet at this point of time would be millennials. And you know what? Millennials are scary. They have a lot of questions. They have a lot of inquisitiveness to go ahead and ask a lot of questions. I mean, they want to know everything. Why that? Why this? Why not this? Why is this happening? Why is this organization doing this? So that's something that is a key idea or key attribute of a millennial. And me being a millennial, it's always fun to be a part of these kind of discussions, because you can connect to them. You can let them know, you know what, chill. It's okay to be what you are. It's okay to be what you would want to be. It's just you have to find a right fit. My organization might not be what you are looking out for, or you might not be the one what I am looking out for, because there's a cultural fitment. There is a lot of attributes that are, or a lot of things that are involved while hiring. So it's very important for us to find a right match with right set of people. So it's vice versa. A student should not get demotivated if he was rejected in a interview. It's always important to find out a right match. So possibly the student was too good for my organization, and that's the reason I rejected the person. So it's very important to analyze and realize before getting into any of the interviews with a recruiter for that matter. You should always analyze and realize where you're getting or what you are getting into. That's my thought.
Right. Swati, if you were to hire a comedian or a humorous person or a funny guy into the organization, okay, who would that be among the known people? It can be an actor, a cartoonist. So if your boss told you, get me some guy who will liven up the environment and culture in the company, and in these stressful times make people happy or laugh, who would that be?
I think most of the students here would agree. Abhish Matthew would be my go-to person. His sense of humor is like what we say in Hindi, Kamal. So that's something that it encourages me to keep smiling, to keep you are demotivated a day. You just listen to him and you can start your work again.
Okay.
So that's the kind of person that we'll be looking for.
So this is a warning to the other panelists. They will also get this question. So better be ready. Swati was on the ball and said Abhish Matthew. I think he has a show of himself also. I think. So thank you, Swati. What are you looking for? Just feel free to tell us your opinion. It may not be the way your company is doing it, but in general, the industry. Tell us what the selectors or recruiters are going and discussing about in these new times.
It's very important for all of us to understand what this pandemic means. If you go ahead and open the history books, you'll see every year during the financial year there are a lot of companies who have been laying off. Right, it's kind of a cycle with the organization to cut their. It's reducing their headcounts. So it's very important for you to understand what is the difference between recession and what is the difference between a company laying off just for their, that as a rotation of their cycle, which falls every year for that matter with every organization. So, the only change that has happened is a lot of organizations are doing the same thing at the same point of time. And that's something which is important for you to understand. Now, next point you have to go ahead and see. And for your information, our country, India as a country, we have seen around 5 to 7, around 7 recessions. Starting from the baby boomers, the people who are 80s born or 70s born, if you ask them, they will let you know that yes, they have seen 3 recessions at that time altogether. So it's very important for you to understand that recession is a word. What does that mean? It means that the jobs in the market are getting reduced, right? So now the focus that you have to go ahead and put is which industry is booming and which industry is falling. It's very simple segregation for the people, the millennials who are listening here. It's very simple. Go ahead and segregate what your target has to be. Okay, IT is improving. I see hospitality is decreasing. Okay, fine. But for your baseline, every industry is impacted. Reason being, every industry is a cycle. Every industry is dependent on the other industry for some or the other business. So when there is impact on one industry, it is automatic that the other industry will also be impacted. But yes, the scope is going to be at some industries visibly are impacted, which will be hospitality, which would be travel, which would be education. Education also, if you see now, that's what I was saying. It's about scope. How do you learn? There was this very nice quote of Charles Darwin. I was the other day reading. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Right? So it's very important for you to go ahead and figure that out. What is my step towards change and how do you adapt to it? So I was just scrolling through the questions someone has shooted, and they were asking that what is it that we can do to be adaptive to what the organizations are looking into. 2 things: upskilling and reskilling, or cross-skilling. It's very important for you to understand in IT industry or any industry for that matter, it keeps changing. Change is the drawing factor in everything. So it's very important for you to streamline what you are planning to do according to the stats that you see, or according to the analyzation that you see which industry is moving. IT is booming. You see, for your help, I would go ahead and help you to understand which are the IT skills which are going to be in demand post COVID-19. It is going to be artificial intelligence. It's going to be robotics. It's going to be machine learning, digital or social media marketing, cyber security for that matter, network and information security, cloud computing, IoT. So this is something which is specific to IT that I'm talking. There are other panels who come from different industries. They'll be giving you insights about what you can go ahead and do specific to their industries. But this is something that I wanted you people to know, that it's important for you to analyze what's happening. Whenever a problem comes in front of you, right, it's very important that you analyze it from where it is coming. And actually, is it that? Because I see a lot of people quoting it as recession. But for that matter, who are the people who are already in industry, we see it every year. We see every year some or the other organization layoffs, right? It's very much visible because a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people are impacted through that. A lot of people are, it's happening in a larger scale across worldwide together. That is the only reason that it's visible, in a large scale. But it's very important for you to know that as well, that it's not the end. It's something that will give you an urge to go ahead and touch your bases. Yes, I heard Shruti saying it's very important for you to go ahead, and participate in hackathon. It's very important for you to grab whatever comes your way, is what my suggestion would be. A millennial is a very choosy. I keep using this word millennial again and again because these are all the attributes and characteristics of a millennial. They're very choosy. This is something that I think, I can get better than this, and they will go ahead and lose out on that opportunity. So my only message that for you guys today would be, pick whatever you get. None of the opportunities are big or small. Just try to get into it and try to float through that. That's very important for you guys to understand at this point of time.
Thank you, Swati.
So my question is that when I'm sitting in a campus placement and I'm good, like for the example, I'm good in front-end development. So should I tell the recruiter that I am good in front-end development, although he's not seeking for a front-end developer?
Shikha, I would want to answer this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's very, you can see, the person who's sitting in front of you is a recruiter, but yes, that person is a person as well. As in, humanity is the first thing that stands up of everything. So it's very important to be open for you. It's very important for you to be open on what you know and what you don't know. There's no point faking, because a recruiter would know what you know and what you don't know. So it's very important for you. You can take that approach of telling the person explicitly that, you know what, I am good at front-end development. But a feedback for you would be, today, as everyone is talking about, raising the standard or raising the bar of hiring. Because if you see, a lot of organizations are stopping to hire. The hiring is in frozen mode, or it's frozen right now. So the bar of selection has improvised, and everything moving to digital front as of now. The scope of human connection also has gone down. If you'll go ahead and connect with your seniors, they will tell you that we used to go ahead and visit them, and most of the time we used to make those exemptions for those students whom we saw, okay, this particular person looks fine to me and good to me, and I will go ahead and would want to give a chance to them. That's where humanity comes in the picture. But what I'm trying to say here is, Shikha, everything being online has reduced that scope and has reduced that touch of personalization of a lot of things here. So what you have to do is, you have to, what I was saying is cross-skilling and upskilling. You have to start reading on the databases. If you're a front-end developer, you have to start understanding and knowing databases as well. You have to start understanding and knowing back-end technologies as well, although not being pro on them, but it's more or less like master of one but jack of all. So it used to be, everyone used to be master of one. But now the industry is changing. You have to start being, master, although master of one, but yes, jack of all is something that the industry is looking today. I hope this answers your questions.
My question is that what are those factors HR is considering right now to reject any employee?
It's about rigidness. So on the same line, what Shikha asked the question on, I'd want to add one more point is, every industry is looking for a person who is okay to change. Although Shikha is a front-end developer, but she should be open to quickly learn and adapt to databases, to back-end development as well. So every organization, as a fresher is a wet clay, right? An organization would want to mold them the way they would want to. Correct? So it's very important, the basic thing, if we see, the first thing that we see, okay, this particular person looks very rigid. This particular person has come up with a mindset that, okay, I know this technology, if the organization doesn't want it, then I don't want the organization, or I am a direct reject. So it's very important for you to display those attributes that I am okay to learn. I'm a person who's okay to go ahead and change. I'm a person who's okay, who's looking out to learn a lot of things. So it's very important for you not to show those rigid qualities that this is what I am. And that's what, a recruiter for that matter sees only these things. Yes, how you look, how you groom yourself, what technologies you know. All these things will be a part of it. But where the rejection happens is majorly on, because when we visit campuses, we see everyone groomed properly, wearing nice blazers and coming, and then they enter in a room and they say, you know what, I know this technology and I don't even want to work on the other technologies, right? So it's very important for you to be open in learning and adapting to what is in the market right now, because as I was telling, it's very important for you to know the change is something that drives every industry. So that's something which will be one point for my side. I have a small quote for you here. This
Yes,
quote was
ma'am.
by Ratan Tata. He has quoted, "Ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going, because
Yes,
a
ma'am.
straight line even in ECG means we are not
Means we are
alive."
not alive.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
something which is very important for us to go ahead and if there's no challenge, you'll never change, you'll never learn,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
That's very important for you to look up to all these things rather than getting demotivated. The recruitment has not frozen yet. It's more or less like, yes, being choosy and picky. So just keep training yourself. We at our level also are getting certified at this level. Okay, what do? We are getting certified. We are reading something. That's the same thing that we would want you also to go, guys, to also to go ahead and do. The few pointers that I have for you, the approach that I have for you would be: first, narrow down your job search. Second, research a lot. Third, be creative and implement the pain letter approach. Now, what's a pain letter approach? Trying to identify what is the pain area of the organization. What is that organization trying to excel into? And you provide that to the organization, and you'll be the best fit for that organization, right? Fourth would be work on resume. Fifth will be leverage social networks platform. Create your own case studies for the visitors. Show your presence everywhere. Share and discuss. Be active on the social media. Next would be buff your skills and work on your weaknesses. It's very important at this point of time to convert your weaknesses towards your strength. Be flexible and get out of your comfort zone, but be resilient. It's very important for you to be resilient. Okay. Next would be upskill and reskill by mastering the critical skills of the hour. So this is something that I wanted to just consolidate and answer to the people who are pinging me directly.
Okay. Thanks for adding that perspective, Swati. Here's
Sir, ma'am has added sometimes HR persons rejects two good candidates. My question is, why is it so, and what should we do to avoid it, or I would say how to meet the requirements, as everyone wants to get recruited.
So your question, I really like this question because I keep talking about it. So it's about the aspiration of the student. Okay, as Shruti was mentioning when she was talking about her organization and the industries in broader perspective, she mentioned one place that if I am not able to offer you a job, there is no point. If you are aspiring to become, you're planning to be a person who's into IoT, okay, a person who would want to get into robotics. Okay, but at this point of time, I would not be able to go. Your aspiration is to work on IoT and be, work on robotics. But as a fresher, as an organization, I'll be trying to check your, base skills first. Right, I would want you to experience how the C Sharp and normal SQL, PLC, normal data skills actually are going ahead and helping you. So if I see your aspirations are too high for me, and if I take you on board, you will be the person who will be looking out to work on robotics kind of project from day one. And I know from day one, as an organization, for a fresher, I'll not be able to offer you. And that's when a person who is highly skilled or overqualified for me will go ahead and be, at the last, I'm not saying rejected, but at the last of the preferences. If I'll be focusing towards those average students who are okay to, go ahead and work on whatever is required right now for me, as well as learn the basic skills and make their base then strong. It's very important to fix your anchor first before you start, shipping. or you start sailing. So it's you have to focus towards your anchor and make that much stronger and then go to the next level. And that's what I think I've tried to answer that.
It seems more out of context, but I'm still going to ask it because it was one of the first questions that came in. So many organizations have laid off their employees who have worked with them for years. So as a recruiter, why would you hire a fresher with no experience over an experienced candidate with the right amount of work experience?
Relevant question. I was just about
Very
to
relevant question.
Not out of context. It's very much right on the point.
Yes, so I think Swati, you want to go, and then maybe Arsha, then Shruti. Please answer. It's a very tough question.
Point by point, one, why do we hire freshers? I keep talking about millennials. The thing that you get on floor, the urge or the inquisitiveness, I keep using this word, the kind of urge that you have to learn things and innovation. So basically, if you understand economy, anyone for that matter, if you can understand economy is about demand and supply, right? And then how do you balance that demand and supply? It's very simple word, innovation. Innovation is the driving factor, how you actually go ahead and do the balance in your economy, right? So it's very, a fresher for that matter comes with a lot of, energy, with a lot of different variation. I would not point out one thing that a fresher gets onto floor, but a lot of things that the experienced person for that matter would have worked for a longer period of time and would have lost that interest towards one. Innovation would be the key factor what a millennial or a fresher gets into in the organization, with a different kind of approach, with a different kind of mindset. For you people, I have been in this organization from past 4 years. I joined here as a fresher, and I'm already a team lead here. So for the people whom you're seeing, if I would have not been given a chance, I would have not been able to identify my own skill sets that the organization has helped me to understand. So that is the basic reason why a fresher actually goes in and gets hired. Now, why do we are not going ahead and hiring experienced people? There is a separate set of lateral hiring also going on. And that happens in every organization. It's just not the freshers that are being hired in the organization. It's skill dependent, those lateral hires also, which gets hired. So it's about the percentage. This set of, if example, I'm hiring 100% in the year, my 50% or my possibly some 70% would be the lateral hires, and 30% would be the freshers that I'm going to hire. This is about giving chance to people. One. Second, inclusiveness. Third is getting diversity. Basically, diversity is something that I would want to highlight here. Now, about recession and a lot of people living, getting laid off at this point of time. It is very much industry specific, is what I would say. As Shruti was highlighting, and even one more panel, Ayushi was highlighting that there were no layoffs in the organization and in the industry is booming. The same goes with IT as well. Now, as I was telling that all the IT industries are bounded to be in the same cycle. One industry impacts the other, and second impacts the third. So there'll be impact in every industry, but how that particular industry is managing that impact is something which goes company by company. So if you talk about layoffs, our organization also saw the layoff, but it did not come out. Reason being, we did not let it impact India. One. Second, we strategized it in a way that we tried to put it over staff, supporting staff, which was an addition with lesser experience, or the people who are not performing good, a performance level, or which I was talking about. You have to understand why an organization lays off. Every year when we talk, there's a churn that happens. Every year, every company lays off a lot of people to monitor their headcount in the organization. So that happens every year, and that's something which is being done in other organizations also. The reason it's visible is a lot of organizations doing it at the same point of time, and that is the only reason it looks like a recession right now.
For all youngsters to know that zero attrition is bad for a company.
Right.
It should be a healthy attrition.
Mr. Pramod, I just have one closing statement to make here. Just the millennials who are here, who are listening in to me, I would want to say your time is now. Don't let fear get in the way. Don't let the scarecrow keep you away from the harvest. The scarecrows like pandemics. You are and have been investing quite a time in learning. It's been 23, 24 years that you are learning. So now is the time, now is the harvest. Get ready for unbelievable opportunities. Build your career. Because if it's not challenging you, it's not changing you. So it's very important for you to go ahead and look up to things rather than looking down to things.
Very good. Very well said, Swati. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, great weekend.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Bye.
Pramod.
Thank you.
Lovely
Bye.
interacting with you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.